Hello, welcome back. This is Spire Fan, and we just got done, well, last month with the Pokemon June monthly. Definitely a lot of fun. Again, our new player Brian has kind of been keeping at it. He's definitely been getting better, and I think he was doing well ASAP with his first Highlander match. That was just a casual game versus K. Willie. But props to him. I'm going to have a 3 out of 5 set with him for this month. I'm looking forward to seeing him in the future. Sounds like he's wanting to, keep at it and improving at the game, and that's what it's all about. We're here to have fun, play Pokemon, and reflect upon what skills we can improve on. So let's get right into the set. All right, so game 1. Now Brian is playing his tried and true deck at this point. Heatmore, Salazzle, Flareon, and actually, no, he's not playing Salazzle in this one, but he's playing Flareon, Heatmore, Volcarona. And something that he's been pushing is Volcarona level X with the attack ASAP to set up some counters, which will basically boost a lot of Volcarona's stats. HP goes up, retreat cost goes down, you draw more cards, and you do more damage. You see this right here. We actually have a form change, kind of fight off right here, ASAP. I go Mega Absol with a special darkness to amplify its damage even more. I have Defender ready just in case he tries to hit through. I'm trying to put some damage on the board as he sets up with the counters. He gets a Nest Ball. That's right. He does play Salazzle in this month as well. So you do see Salandit with a Burning Scarf in case that gets pulled up and hit. My Pokemon will be burned. Now, Mega Absol does have an ability that says if effects of an attack are done to Mega Absol, they're actually bounced back on the opponent, just like in the video games. Like Smogon Singles. I bring up Swellow, so I am playing Absol, Swellow, Oinkologne, and Swellow makes your opponent switch Pokemon if you discard a card or if you reveal a colorless Pokemon and put it into your deck. So a lot of disruption there. Oinkologne is just a good, well-rounded Pokemon, just great, well-rounded stats. Can hit pretty hard for 1 to 2 colorless energy. I promote Dodrio here. So with my deck, you use special darkness energies to amplify your damage, and then you use the colorless Pokemon for disruption. I have Bufala on the bench ready to revenge KO. If the scenario comes up, you definitely do a lot of damage for 2 colorless energy. He has Blaziken though. Blaziken can do a lot of damage. And just knock out a lot of Pokemon in the format, especially added with Blaziken's Poke Power, which basically just lets you do instant burn every time it's your turn. So that starts to really stack up. Ceruledge here is known to be pretty lethal with 1 fire energy only. All 3 of its attacks only cost 1 fire. But I do end up taking that game, just trying to hold down the momentum with Mega Absol and using Swellow for a mid to late game cleanup scenario. That's definitely part of the main goal of the deck, kind of the core here. I do start with Buffalant here. I go second, so I get 2 special darkness, but he's able to get out Flareon level X. He gets a knockout there, and definitely the first knockout of the set, or this game so far. Promotes Torkoal. I promote Fearow with a double colorless energy. Fearow lets you flip 6 coins. For each heads does 20 damage. So on average, you could be hitting for 60 a lot, which for a double colorless is pretty strong. And then Fearow has a Pokebody that says if it takes damage, you can switch to the bench. I am deciding to keep Fearow up. He has Zangoose up here. Zangoose combined with Heatmore. They're both 1 energy attackers that can pull up benched Pokemon. So a lot of disruption, a lot of good range there. He pulls up Arcanine, which is a good anti-EX Pokemon, able to also burn if it gets hit. I have Dodrio with a V-Guard energy, which means your Pokemon takes 30 less from EXs when they try to attack them. Dodrio can do some pretty good damage for 1 colorless energy. So that's another part of the deck, is that there's a lot of special colorless energy. So you bring that with colorless Pokemon, and they can use all their attacks, basically. Most colorless Pokemon can, with the special colorless energy. I do promote Overquill. Being able to do multiple damage counters between turns from poison is a great thing to have in general, but I am using Overquill for the final attack here, which can lock your opponent out of trainer cards. They basically have to play a trainer card, or they have to discard a trainer card to play one. He has Blaziken up again, able to try to swing back momentum here. I promote Oinkologne, trying to get some damage on the board. I have 1 prize left to his 3. But Brian, once again, is holding his ground well. I do take game 2. We start game 3, Sableye versus Torchic. Torchic does get donked, so Sableye has an attack called Overconfident, which says if you have more HP, if Sableye has more HP than the defending Pokemon, the damage, you do even more damage. Combine that with Special Darkness Energy, and you're doing a lot on the first turn. And then I see that I kind of read the situation where I need to go Mega Sableye, adding even more HP and damage thanks to the form change. So Overconfident has an even bigger range now of how many times it can do extra damage. But Brian here, again, he's been practicing these Volcarona level X tactics a lot. I'm looking forward to, he plans to come out for the July monthly. And honestly, I think if he really hunkered down on this Volcarona core strategy of building up damage, building up stat boosting counters with the level X's attack, and then just sweeping, yeah, that'd be great. Honestly, maybe run some defenders and potions. I know he's trusted me to help out with his deck, so I definitely will add at least a few like healing and defensive cards for next time. I think he definitely has been pushing some cool things with Volcarona level X lately. Another thing about Volcarona level X is it has a Poke Power which lets you heal, and you heal even more per fire and grass energy attached to the Pokemon. That includes Volcarona, so you're seeing here I'm trying to hit over Volcarona at level X here, but he just keeps taking knockouts, and he's healing Volcarona as he loads up on energy for it. So it is looking like a Smogon singles OU match, after, and it's only one Quiver Dance, basically, the equivalent, but he's able to just maintain a good momentum, great momentum here, going for a bunch of sweeps on knockouts while also denying KOs with Volcarona. So you see here I'm trying to hit around him, but the elephant is in the room, and it stayed for that whole game, and Brian takes it. We go to game 4. I start Sableye once again, Special Dark plus power. I do use Eviolite just for some added protection. My game plan here is to not use Mega Sableye this time. I kind of want to try out something else here. Just again, I think that's kind of a merit to Highlander, is you want to, I think that's a big skill ceiling, is it kind of just trying out different form changes, different combinations. You only get one form change per game, and at this point of talking, up to Gen 7, all those Pokemon have form changes. So we're getting pretty close to every single fully evolved Pokemon getting that, which means that there's a lot of options that you get to have. You do see me play Gravity Mountain there, which means all Stage 2 Pokemon have 20 less HP. So definitely can be a good surprise factor there. After this tournament, this card did get hit to 1, a 1-of, but it's still really strong. And in my deck, I'm running only Stage 1s and Basics, so it only really benefits me. There could be situations where it could benefit the opponent if they actually want their Stage 2 to be knocked out for like a Twins play or something. But you see Brian here, he has Torkoal. Torkoal's able to protect his bench, basically. He does pull up a loaded Arcanine, which is great. He has the Burning Scarf for assurance in case Growlithe gets pulled up, but I do bring up Bouffalant and use Gold Breaker for the extra damage because Arcanine is an EX now. And that'll be it for the July 2025 monthly. Thank you for tuning in. So yeah, the deck I built here, real quick, you're noticing that there is a Zoroark but not a Zorua. So originally when I made this deck, it actually was like a 61 card mistake. Like I built the 60 card list, but my mind already thought Zoro was here, but it wasn't. But what ended up happening is, I've talked about this in the past, there's actually an interesting scenario where you can use Pokemon communication, which I'm not running here, but there are multiple ways to show your opponent you have Zoroark, which Zoroark copies your opponent's attacks. So there actually is a little psychological effect that you can try to do where your opponent can actually alter the way they set up their board because they don't want their attacks to be copied. But yes, I'm not running Zorua here. There's also scenarios where we saw K-Willie run Thievul last week. There are actually ways that your opponent can use like Delibird to give you Thievul, or they give you Credilli, and then you could actually use them to shortcut out Zoroark too. But yes, the next time I play this deck, I am going to add Zorua, but it was interesting for a while to run just Zoroark and kind of see how that might affect things. Definitely a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Again, Brian, props to you, man. Keep at it. It was awesome to see you here, and I look forward to what people bring in the future. And then once again, thank you to the Pizza Place for being so kind and such a great venue. If you're in Kansas City, please check them out. Genuinely good pizza, and I am not paid to say that. Have an awesome day. Adios.